Hey, Internet, just before we start this video, I'm just having a laugh here because I actually make a IE version of my voice and make an English version of it. So I just did it because I think it'd be easier for you for understanding it because obviously my English accent sucks. Just let me know what you think of the comment because I think it's also very creepy and very weird. Here we go. Let's start the video now. Hello, Internet. So I realized that I haven't really made a video yet about CyberSecure. Anyway, I made one, but it was really very short. So I'm going to show you the subscription I made. I just signed up not long ago. So here we have quite a few more lists, as we can see here, across several categories. So we have everything related to viruses, botnets, threat intelligence, and hacking and all that. So I'll show you everything in detail. I admit that at first it really reduced my traffic, but afterward it stabilized very strangely, and we'll see that right after. So I didn't activate everything in the diagnostics because I have a lot of false positives. So a lot of actions that were actually of traffic that was completely normal. So we can still see all the threats that are here. I admit it's not the most ideal view now that Ubiquiti has put all that in another view. Let's take a look anyway. So we see that quite a few things have been blocked. And so we can see more details by clicking on the item, of course. And but if we go here in the flow tab, we see everything. So we see the source. So there, it's for our raid. We see the destination. We also see the service. So there, for below, it's DNS, the risk, and the direction, and the output. So here it's, well, in this case, it's my one, but there's also WireGuard, and I'll explain my little tricks later. And I will show you then on Perplexity, and I love it, huh? I'll talk about it a little bit later, even though it's not sponsored at all. And we can simply do as we could with GPT-1, by the way, but yeah, we can research what it has given us and see if we should worry or not. And so there we can filter everything that has been blocked. So there, in quotes, there is no problem. Well, yes, indeed, it is DNS. So we can click here to not have this issue again. And so here we can filter by importance. So here it's really risky. So keep it torrent, no wonder. And we see that my output is from WireGuard. And simply because I have a WireGuard VPN network that I use for BitTorrent and all that, and all the traffic that I don't find that is not secure. So here I have Radar, Sonar, Polar, and QBitTorrent. And all of that, in fact, does not go through my Unifi. It goes directly through this gateway. So here you see that it is not my IP address. It's a Proton VPN server. And if we check indeed, so it is a VPN. So instead of going through my network via LAN, it goes directly through this network via VPN. And I'm digressing a little, but it's just to make the traffic on Proxmox a bit more secure. Anyway, to get back, we can do outgoing, incoming, and local. So we can really filter everything in the flows. And I think it's really well done in the end. So that's not necessarily through the CyberSecure option. It's just an option that's there. And CyberSecure adds additional signatures. And by the way, a lot of additional signatures are updated very frequently and which use much more memory, even though there is an option to reduce this memory, and it also limits the lists. So as you can see, my traffic is really weakened. After that, I've never had the 8 gigabits of free, which might be normal because it's just the maximum traffic. That said, here we see that I am at 2.3 gigabits in upload. So here we can activate the optimized memory version. So it will reduce certain categories, able at least to disable them. So I'm not afraid to say it. I had no idea what the alert in question was, at least what it corresponded to. And so indeed it reassures me because it's that scale that I actually use. And so it's normal. Now it tells me in detail that consequently my other network goes through Proxmox, and this traffic going to TrueNAS scale is authorized. So there are even more details consequently. Indeed, the port 41,641 is that of Telscale. There is much more information that reassures me, and I find it really not bad.
then indeed you can see the same kind of result, I imagine, on ChatGPT and all that. And I find that the results and the searches are much more accurate, much more cleanant. And I'm not as familiar with the news, but now I've caught up because there are quite a few news items being discussed, and there's even a podcast, and it's pretty good. And I even use it to replace Google, and I find it's clearly better for searches. Plus, we can create real reports with it. We can choose the model, attach files, and all that. And it's really an LLM. Well, for research, really great. By the way, they have their Sona model, and we can also use ChatGPT and Cloud and Gemini and others. But basically, I do research with the normal search option, or I do more in-depth research using their reports. Oh, well, here, for example, we'll do a simple search. Did Trump ever went to jail? Has Trump ever been to jail? So here we have all the sources we can see at the top, and which are also noted next to the text. And I think it's really not bad because it really relates to my question. So, was he arrested? Yes, but he never went to jail. So I think that's not bad. And so this is just a simple search, but we can also do reports, as I was saying, which take a bit more time but are much more relevant. And I discovered, moreover, that with Revolut, and Revolut, which is free, by the way, you can have free subscriptions. Well, so this is by going through their premium model, which is paid. But in any case, you have, for example, Perplexity, which is free. You have NordVPN and quite a few other things. So I wanted to take advantage, let you take advantage, pardon. I put the code in the description. It is in no way sponsored by Revolut or by Perplexity or anything like that. I just wanted to share it with you. So there you go. After a few hours, we can see that it has changed a little in terms of flow. So here, the download is at 2.4 gigabits per second. 2.8. Well, it's quite random. And on the upload, we go up to 4.5 gigabits. So it shows that the traffic isn't necessarily heavily affected by all this and by all these additional rules. I didn't activate memory mode because it bothered me to activate a lot of rules. And in the end, it's going pretty well. And if we also look at the statistics, we see that the memory has indeed increased a little. So here, the CPU indeed had an increase. So the CPU up to 33%, memory is around 90%. If we look over a week, we strangely see that before, it was more or less the same before the activation of CyberSecure. And that's it. It was just a little video, and then see you soon. Okay, bye everyone.